Hey everybody, today I'm going to talk to you about the Nathan Quickdraw Handheld Water Bottle. Now there are people out there who do have a preference for hydration vests over handhelds, but for me personally, I do like a handheld. I find them particularly useful if you're doing short distances or you're doing runs that are more intense but don't necessarily require you to be carrying vast amounts of liquid. So this bottle itself is relatively inexpensive. It comes in around about £15. What you're actually paying for is a facility to make it handheld. The bottles are even cheaper than that. You can buy them separately as a separate unit, but of course you want to be buying it complete with the ability to use it as a handheld bottle. So we'll talk a little bit more about the space and the storage available, but let's first of all dig a little bit deeper into the bottle itself. Now some water bottles, they have grooves or places for you to actually place your hand or place your thumb. This does not. You've got a cylindrical, very much standard bottle. So when your hand goes in, you are finding the grip where suits you best. So depending on hand size, that may be slightly different to you than it is to me. You can choose to have your hand, so your thumb over here if you wish. You can have your thumb here if you wish. You can place it wherever is most comfortable. Now, what I'll also just add, certainly with the Nathan ones, and a lot of other models do the same thing. If you pull that tight, you don't necessarily have to grip at all. That will remain in place and you can use it as is. It's a little bit more comfortable than having to feel that you need to grip the bottle the whole time. Of course, because you're making that connection with your hand, the heat from your hand does transfer through the bottle over time and the liquid inside will warm up. It's just the nature of it, unfortunately. If we look at the top where you would be taking liquid or hydration from, when you buy these are particularly stiff, so it's a pretty good function there. It comes out, you have to normally give it a little bit of a tug there. If you push it down, you'll see that it returns to place and it's pretty much sealed exactly. So over time, this becomes less secure. It doesn't always remain in place, and I find that water does or can leak, but I'm talking about after using it for a good hefty amount of miles. So my other water bottle, for example, that I've got, which mirrors this, has been used for, well, yeah, we're talking hundreds of miles. And I notice when I hold these up together, the other water bottle, there is a slight gap appearing around here. And it's a little bit more difficult to get to seal correctly around here. But, you know, that's the nature of it. You can buy replacement caps as well if you wish. Now, something that us runners are really keen to know about is the width at the top. So when you are trying to refill quickly at an aid station, let's say, or you want to just get yourself equipped and ready to go as soon as possible, this is important. So I find when I've got a hydration vest on, for example, trying to get everything where you want it to go is quite complex at times, and the neck of the bottle is sometimes too small to pour in what you need to. So if we take this, for example, the tailwind, and that alone, as it is, fits straight in the bottle. So obviously you can imagine that if you are just going to rip the top off and you're just going to pour it in, you're ready to go in seconds. No mess, no problem. You can put the whole lot in, ready to go. Shake it and off you go. That to me is perfect. Equally, if you want to fill it with water, any kind of standard, whatever it might be, hose, tap, whatever you're filling up from, just go straight in there, no issues, no worries at all. So I really do actually like that, the fact they've got a really nice wide neck at the top. So once you've done that, the cap itself obviously twist straight on, ready to go. I've never had any leaking at all around here. The only leak I've ever had is from the top when the cap has not been replaced properly, which could be user error. Equally, it could be just wear over time. Now, let's talk about the pouch at the front here. What can this store? Let's have a look. So it's not the biggest, but you can get quite a lot in there. Let's look at some kind of popular products. So let's just see. Cliff Blocks. If you're used to Cliff Blocks, does it fit in here? Well, yeah, you could get probably one, call it 2 packs of Cliff Blocks in there. So that's the kind of size you want. Cliff Shot. If I was going to go Cliff Block and Cliff Shot, you can kind of ram that in there. There we go. You can still see I've got bit of room. If I was going to go now, Humour Gel, could I get that in there? Yep, Humour Gel, and I mean, you could possibly squeeze it. Could you squeeze another one in? The most I've ever carried in here are 3 gels at one time, so we're looking pretty packed here. Now, you're going to put some tension and pressure on the zip if we do this. I would probably recommend that you only carried 2 in there, but look, ready to go. Now, that to me, I know you, like I mentioned before, you could use a vest, but that's ready to go. It does obviously weigh down your hands slightly, and it could therefore affect your running stance, running style. But you know, be sensible with it. You understand in yourself what works best for you. So there we go. Now, if you wanted to put other things in there, let's say keys. Obviously, keys are going to fit. Let's have a quick look here. Set of keys. Keys go in there. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. And what about like a mobile phone? So this is just, you know, standard iPhone. Yeah, there we go. So, I mean, you've got options. There's a lot you can do with this, which is why you probably understand that if I'm carrying 2 of these, I am absolutely well equipped for the task at hand. So I think for the money, this is probably one of the most affordable bottles you can get.